Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Alex Cross book series. So Alex Cross is a mystery crime thriller novel series written by James Patterson and published by Little Brown and Company. And it follows the titular detective as he counters numerous threats, not just to the city of Washington, D.C., but to his family as well, whether they be petty criminals, serial killers, terrorists, etc. So I've decided to talk about this particular book series now, just in time for the very latest adaptation, that being the Amazon Prime series titled Cross, which is scheduled to premiere on the 14th of November. Now, I've read almost every single Alex Cross book there is, with the exceptions of the Cross Kill novella, Cross Out, and Alex Cross Must Die. But hopefully I can get around to those very soon if I have time. I'm not going to go book by book because there's well over 30 of them now, but I'm just going to share my thoughts about what I think of it as a series. So without further ado, let's begin. First of all, I do like Alex Cross as a protagonist. You know, he's an African-American Metro PD police detective, father of two, and widower. He fits the everyman archetype pretty well, as he struggles to balance the complicated nature of his line of work with his family life. And aside from his kids, his grandmother, Nana Mama, is always there by his side, offering the occasional words of wisdom and emotional support where he needs it. He also has a partner by the name of John Sampson, who has been a close friend of his since his childhood. And Alex also has a very complicated love life, jumping from one relationship to the next, with some of them faring better than others. But even with all that, it's something he never gives up on until he finds the right person. And a recurring theme early on in the series is the unsolved murder of his first wife and mother of his two children, Maria. And with all of that in mind, I'd like to think of him as an African-American Sherlock Holmes of sorts. Of course, every hero needs a villain, and in this series, there's plenty, many of whom either come from traumatic backgrounds, have some kind of message to send, or are simply out for revenge. The most iconic ones include Gary Sinise, a man with dissociative identity disorder who kidnaps two children for ransom. To me, this guy is like the Joker to Alex Cross's Batman. Casanova, an unknown masked man who kidnaps and collects young women. The Mastermind, who's kind of an unofficial main antagonist for the series. He's a bank robber with a personal grudge against Alex Cross, and to this day, he is still one of the detective's most powerful adversaries to date. And of course, the Butcher, a hitman working for the Mafia. I also like James Patterson's writing style. You know, it's very fast and clean, without relying too much on fancy metaphors. The majority of the time, he writes from the first-person point of view, specifically from Alex's point of view, but every once in a while when focusing on the villains, he'll write from a third-person point of view. Now, I will admit that as much as I enjoy this series, it definitely has its problems. You know, it has gotten a bit repetitive over the years. You know, some of the books follow more or less the same formula, some villains feel derivative of others, and Alex's constant hopping from one relationship to the next can get a bit old. Also, the general quality of the books can vary in terms of writing, pacing, and characterization. And above all else, I think this series should have ended a long time ago. You know, book number 17, that being Crossfire, was the perfect way to end the story, even if it did end on a cliffhanger. If Patterson had ditched the cliffhanger and just ended the story there, then yeah, the reputation and legacy of this series would have been much better. I mean, at this point in time, we're 34 books in already, if you count the John Sampson spin-off Cross Out and the two novellas, Cross Kill and Detective Cross. And a new book titled The House of Cross is scheduled for release later this month. So yeah, by this point, I do feel that the series has overstayed its welcome. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, those were my basic thoughts on the Alex Cross book series as a whole. I was gonna rank all the books very quickly, but the reality is I haven't read all of them, as I mentioned earlier. So next time, I'm gonna be making a video discussing the many adaptations of Alex Cross, so look forward to that very soon. Thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Take care, and I'll see you soon.